Continue with the first question. Please continue with the question. Let me continue with the question. Yes, what has been given? Distance d is equal to L kilometers. Size of frame will be k bits. Propagation delay per kilometer is given. Per kilometer will be Tp seconds. That is, the signal travels for 1 kilometer will be t seconds. So the total distance, that is L. So total propagation speed will be Tp is equal to L into t seconds. 1 kilometer will be t seconds. Total we have L kilometers, guys. That one point you have to understand. Bandwidth will be R bits per second. Processing delay is negligible at routers. Minimum number of bits required for sequence number in the frame. Maximum iteration, that will be 1. So protocol is sliding window. Whenever there's a sliding window protocol, by default it will be go back n. That is 2 power b minus 1, guys. So you have to substitute in the formula. Utilization is equal to n into f by f plus 2tp into b bits. So 1 is equal to n into k by k plus 2tp into b. K plus 2 LTR, k by k. Sliding window protocol, that means go back n. N is equal to power b minus 1. So 2 power b minus 1 is equal to this. This implies is equal to 1 plus. If you take LCM, this will be plus. This will be 2 power b is equal to 2k plus 2 LTR. That implies b is equal to log base 2. So answer will be E, guys. If they don't say anything, by default you have to go for go back n, guys. Clear? Yes. Only instead of numbers they gave parameters. That's it, guys. Yes. Continue with the next question. This was given in GATE 2014 for 2 marks. It's a numerical question. Please continue. Yes, guys. Let me continue with the question. What has been given? Protocol is selective repeat. F is equal to 1 KB. Capital B is nothing but bytes, guys. That is 10 power 3 bytes. Small b is bits. Capital B is bytes. So I can call it as 8000 bits. 1.5 Mbps. I converted all into basic units only. 50 milliseconds. Utilization will be 60%. I call it as 6 by 10. B is equal to minimum number of bits. Ultimately, formula will be same. U is equal to n into f by f plus 2tp into b. With respect to selective repeat, you have to go for n is equal to 2 power b by 2 or 2 power b minus 1. So please substitute everything in the formula. Please. Still simplify. N is equal to 11.85. But I don't want n. I want b. 2 power b by 2. N is equal to 11.85. That is b 24. That is 5 bits, guys. So answer will be 5 bits, guys. So only thing is you have to collect the data, identify the formula, and solve it in a proper way. Fine. Now continue with the next question. This was given in GATE 2017 for 2 marks. This is a numerical question. Please go to the question. Yes, guys. Let me continue. What has been given? Sender, bandwidth is given, and propagation time is given. And this is the first time they mentioned time to process a frame. That is, processing time is also given. That is called as TPT. At receiver side, we have 4 times: queuing time, processing time, TFR of acknowledgement, and TP. Bytes in information frame 1980, acknowledgement frame 20 bytes, overhead bytes in information frame, that is header, that will be 20 bytes. So the data frame size will be both, you have to combine, guys. Bytes in information frame, that is one aspect. Overhead bytes is nothing but header will be adding. So data frame will be 2000 bytes into 8 bits. So frame size will be 16,000 bits. Acknowledgement size will be 160 bits, guys. So these 2 points you have to understand. Overhead bytes in information frame is nothing but header is purely overhead to the network, guys. Fine. TFR is equal to F by bandwidth of sender. In this case, they didn't mention the bandwidth of receiver. So you have to consider symmetric bandwidth. That means both sender and receiver will have same bandwidth. F by 10 power 6. That is, whereas TFR of acknowledgement is F of acknowledgement by bandwidth of receiver. This one. So you calculated both. Now, please tell me the formula for utilization. Utilization U is equal to, in terms of time you can mention, that is N into TFR by how much time it takes, TFR plus TFR to place a frame onto the medium, TP to reach other end. This is purely on sender times, plus TQT plus TPT plus TFR of acknowledgement plus TP, guys. So 4 times you need to add, guys. But TQT is not mentioned, it will be 0. So U is equal to N in TFR by, it is TFR, it is TP, it is T processing time, TFR of acknowledgement plus TP. If you sum up these things, it will be 0.89. That will be 89% is the utilization, guys. Utilization will be 89%. Yes, guys? Yes. So answer will be 89%, guys. Yes. Continue with the next question, guys. Please read the question. This was given in GATE 2015 for 2 marks. Yes, guys. Please continue with the question. Yes. 2 hosts are connected through a switch. Yes. Bandwidth is given 10 power 7 bits per second. TP is given 20 microseconds. And processing time at switch is given. That means switch takes some time for processing, that is 35 microseconds to forward a packet, that is a frame. Size of message 10,000 bits. It is divided into 2 packets, so size of frame will be 5,000 bits. Time between transmission of first bit and reception of last bit is equal to, that means in other words, from beginning, how much time it takes for entire 10,000 bits to reach to the receiver. That is what they are asking. In other words, they'll ask transmission of first bit means and reception of last bit. So how much time it takes for 10,000 bits to receive at the receiver. Fine, guys. Please tell me now. There are 2 packets. First packet takes how much time? It takes TFR here, then TP here, then TPT here. So P1 waits for 35 microseconds. Then again TFR, then again TP, guys. So ultimately TFR plus TP plus TPT plus TFR plus TP. Fine, very good. What is the difference between P1 and P2 in the network, guys? Difference between P1 and P2 between network. How much time? Purely TFR. So in what time second packet comes? That also comes with TFR. Because P2 also waits. Though P2 covers the time, P2 covers the distance when P1 is waiting, but unfortunately P2 also has to wait. So in the second path, they'll be same. So P2, P1, again it will be TFR, guys. Again it will be TFR. So you'll get in TFR seconds, guys. Clear, guys? So TFR is equal to F by B. You calculate that. That will be 500 microseconds. So please calculate everything in microseconds. Right. Plus TFR, that is TFR is 500 microseconds. So ultimately in 1575 seconds, receiver will receive the complete 10,000 bits, guys. Convinced, guys? Yes. Now, continue with the next question, please. Please read this question. This was given in GATE 2014 for 2 marks. Yes, let me continue. Now, the two systems connected. Bandwidth is given. Yes, bandwidth is given as 10 power 6 bytes per second. Size of file is 1000 bytes to be through routers R1 and R2 in 3 different ways. Time, and how to send a file. First way, time is T1. It's a complete file in a single packet. Second way, time will be called as T2. File will be divided into 10 equal parts. That means 100 bytes each. Third, T3. File will be split into 20 equal parts. That will be 50 bytes each. Each packet contains header of 100 bytes. So it is a file of data 10 power 3 bytes. To each packet, you have to add the header of 100 bytes. Consider only TFR. TP will be 0. TPT will be 0. TQT will be 0. Only TFRs they are asking you to consider. TP is also 0. TPT is also 0. So only TFRs you have to calculate. You know, after receiving the first frame, every TFR seconds you will receive the next frame. Where it is directly connected or even multiple switches or routers in the middle, the logic will be same. Only first frame may take different times, but after receiving first frame, every TFR seconds you will receive the new frame, irrespective of 20 routers or 30 switches in the middle. It doesn't matter. Now let's continue with the concept. First frame, how much time? TFR, TFR and TFR. So first frame will take 3 TFR seconds. TFR is equal to F by B. Second frame plus TFR seconds. Receiver receives new frame for every TFR seconds. That point you have to understand, guys. File is 1000 bytes. T1, T2 and T3, guys. N is 1 packet. Data in packet will be 1000 bytes. N is 10 packets. Data in packet will be 100 bytes. N is 20 packets. Data in packets will be 50 bytes, guys. That means each packet size will be given. And so frame size will be plus 100 bytes header to be added. Here 100 plus 100, this will be 200 bytes. Frame size will be 100 plus 50 because each packet must have header of 100 bytes. So header must be added to each packet. Bandwidth is given. So TFR is equal to F by B. 1100 microseconds. So B receives packet in 3 TFR time, you understood, because it's only a first frame, that is for only one packet. So T1 is 3300, whereas here TFR will be 200 microseconds. B receives 10 packets. The first packet you will receive in same logic, 3 TFR. Other 9 packets will be 9 TFR. Total will be 12 TFR, guys. So TFR will be 200 microseconds. That is 2400, guys. Following, guys? I already explained you. First packet will take 3 TFR seconds. Afterwards, You will receive every new packet in every TFR seconds. As you have total 10 packets, first packet may take different time, whereas other 9 packets you will receive in 9 TFR slots. Next one, again TFR you have to calculate, F by B, 150 microseconds. Here you have 20 packets. First packet same, 3 in TFR. Now how many packets left? 19 packets, that is 19 into TFR. So altogether 22 into TFR seconds. 2000. So ultimately if you observe this, T1, T3 are same and T2 is less than that. That is the answer, guys. Answer will be D, guys. It's not a separate question, guys. They are extending the question, that's it. Ultimately, you have to remember the basic points, guys. If sender sends multiple frames continuously, the difference between 2 frames in the medium will be TFR seconds. Hence, receiver will receive every new frame for every TFR seconds after receiving the first frame. Similarly, at the sender side, after receiving the first acknowledgement, sender will receive new acknowledgement for every TFR seconds. It's a cyclic process, guys. Now look at the next question. This was given in 2009 for 4 marks, guys. Please go to the question. Yes, guys, let me continue. Look at the first question, guys. The size of frame is given 1000 bits. Bandwidth is given 10 power 6. It's a duplex link. TP is given as 25 milliseconds. Frames maximally packed in that link. Between frames, there won't be any gap. So what are the minimum number of, that means all frames to be packed like this. No gap should be there. No gap should be there. Use full capacity of the channel. So capacity is equal to bandwidth into delay. Capacity is equal to bandwidth into delay. So bandwidth is given as this one, delay is given as this one. So how much frames? Bandwidth into delay, bits if you want in frames means you have to frame like this. 25 frames. If I fill the link like this, what are the minimum number of bits required to represent the sequence number? For example, if my buffer capacity is equal to the channel capacity, what is the minimum number of bits required? They are asking. C is equal to 25 frames. So minimum number of bits required will be 5 bits, guys. That is the first question. Answer will be 5, guys. Please keep the channel complete capacity. So how many frames are required? How many bits it accommodates? That I know. Divide by F gives the frames. If it is 25 frames means you require 5 bit for each sequence number in a frame. The second question. Suppose sender window size is 2 power L, that is 32 frames. Acknowledgements are always piggybacked. Please understand, whenever I say piggybacked, there won't be any acknowledgement. Acknowledgement plus data will come together. The time to place 32 frames onto medium will be 32 TFR. TFR is F by B. That will be 1 milliseconds. So if sender window size is 32 frames, how much time it takes to place all frames onto medium? That will be 32 milliseconds. Very good. Now buffer is full. Now the question, after sending 2 power L frames, what is the minimum time sender will have to wait before transferring the next frame? Until I get the acknowledgement. By 32 seconds, my buffer is full. So I am desperately waiting for acknowledgement. Sender must wait for acknowledgement after sending a window of 32 frames in 32 milliseconds. So TFR is 1 millisecond, TP is 25 milliseconds. First acknowledgement will come, piggybacking. Whenever I say piggybacking, there won't be any separate acknowledgement. Data and acknowledgement will come together. So TFR of data is same as TFR of acknowledgement. So First acknowledgement, TFR to place the frame onto the medium, TP to reach to the receiver, then TFR of acknowledgement to place onto the medium by receiver, and TP to reach to the sender. So finally it will be 52 seconds. So you transmitted for 32 seconds, whereas you will get the first acknowledgement at 52 seconds. So minimum time you must wait will be 20 milliseconds, guys. As your sender window is 2 power 5 frames, I can send 2 power 5 frames continuously. Very good. So how much time it takes? 32 milliseconds. As my buffer is full, I have to wait for acknowledgement. How much time it takes to get the acknowledgement? Usually it will be TFR plus 2 TP. Usually it will be TFR plus 2 TP, provided TFR of acknowledgement is 0. But in this case, they said it is piggybacked. That means data frames and acknowledgements will come together. Next question, guys. This was given in 2006 for 2 marks, guys. It's a normal question. Please try. It's a probability question. Yes, guys. It's a probability question. Link is a wireless link. Probability of packet error will be 0.2. Protocol is stop and wait. That means after sending one packet, buffer will be full. After any acknowledgement, then only I'll send the packet. Though I have 100 packets, yet I'll send one after the other only. I cannot send 100 packets at the same time because my buffer is only one packet. Stop and wait. Average number of transmissions to transfer 100 packets. First 100 packets transmitted one after the other only. So 0.2 failed. That means 4 packets, 20 packets lost or damaged. So 20 packets will be transmitted. 20 into 0.2. That will be 4 packets damaged. Those 4 will be retransmitted. That will be 1 packet damaged. That 1 alone will be retransmitted. So altogether will be 125 packets, guys. You have separate formula in probability also, but I don't know the formula. I explained like this. So let's stop and wait. Packet by packet will be forwarded, guys. Now continue with access control. Please continue with the first question. This was given in GATE 2005 for 2 marks. Consider the round trip propagation delay. Round trip propagation delay means 2 TP is given with 10 Mbps Ethernet. Having jamming signal is this one. The minimum frame size is. This is what is given. Round trip propagation delay, that is 2 TP is given. Microseconds, I convert it into seconds. Bandwidth is given in Mbps, I convert it into bits per second. LAN is Ethernet. Whenever I say Ethernet, it is using 1 persistent CSMA by CD. Size of jamming signal 48 bits. Minimum frame size. You know the formula. Whoever uses CSMA by CD, F minimum is equal to 2 TP into B bits. That is equal to 464. Now you can ask, what is the purpose of jamming signal? Sir, jamming signal will be sent only after detecting collision. Hence, it will not be considered in frame size. Jamming signal will be sent only after detecting the collision, guys. Yes. Continue the next question. This was given in GATE 2007 for 2 marks, guys. Yes, guys, continue. What has been given? So number of stations in LAN 10. Bandwidth is given. Medium access control is polling. That means if you take polling, I am the primary station, whereas you all are secondary stations. S1, S2, and so on. You all are secondary stations. You cannot communicate. Whenever I ask, you have to give. Whenever I ask, do you have any data? Yes, you have to say either acknowledgement or no negative acknowledgement. If you have data means give acknowledgement, otherwise negative acknowledgement. If not, I'll ask the next one, that is poll. If you give acknowledgement, then you have to give the data. Then I'll give acknowledgement. That means every time the primary station has to poll the secondary station. Do you have data to give to me? So once a station finishes transmission, a polling delay is there, because a station after finishing, once after finishing this other station cannot start immediately. Some polling delay is there in the middle, poll and acknowledgement, or poll or negative acknowledgement. The delay will be 80 microseconds. Polling delay will be TPD, I am calling it as. Frame size is given 8000 bits. What is the maximum throughput? Sir, forget about throughput. Calculate utilization first. Utilization will be throughput by bandwidth. Yes or no? Utilization will be throughput by bandwidth. So throughput is equal to utilization into bandwidth. Bandwidth is given as 10 Mbps. What is utilization? Guys, if you observe here, utilization, one station using the channel for TFR seconds, very good, by TFR plus how much time it is sitting idle, plus TPD. That is for polling delay. That means after sending every frame, you have a delay to accept. It is the total time you are taking to transmit one frame. That is called as TFR by TFR plus TPD. So that is the utilization formula, guys. TFR by TFR plus TPD. So TPD is given. TFR you have to calculate. So TFR and TPD is fine. Then utilization is equal to, if you substitute, 10 by 11. So utilization is 10 by 11. Now substitute in this utilization. Bandwidth is there, utilization is there. So throughput is equal to utilization into bandwidth. 100 by 11 Mbps, guys. Because of delay, because of polling delay, channel will be idle, guys. Channel doesn't have any data. Yes. Now continue with the next question. This was given in GATE 2015 for 2 marks. Please read the question. Yes, guys, continue with the question. What has been given? There are 4 stations in LAN. It is slotted aloha. So station can transmit only at the beginning of slot. Collision occurs if 2 stations transmit at the same time in same slot. Probability of sending in slot by a station is P. Probability of sending, of not sending. Yes, one. What is the probability of sending? 0.1. So probability of not sending, 0.9. Probability of sending, 0.2. Not sending, 0.8. Sending, not sending. Sending, not sending. Fine. This information they mentioned. Now what they have asked. The probability that only one station sends in one slot without collision will be. Only one station has to send without collision. It can be any station. If it is S1, so S1 has to take 0.1. All other stations has to take this one. That's it. All other stations have to take this one. That will be, this is the probability of S1. Now how about S2? S2 has to take this one. All other stations has to take this one. Still not sending probability. Sending probability. Others are not sending. Not sending. This will be 0.0756. Similarly, if S3 wants to send, so S3 should take this probability, all others should take this probability. If S4 wants to take, simple, S4 has to take this, all others should take this. Now you have to sum up all these things. You have to sum up all these things. That is 0.4404, guys. Clear? Yes. It's a probability question, guys. Now please read this question. This was given in GATE 2018 for 2 marks. Don't be panic with the description. Question is simple, guys. Please spend your time in understanding the question first. I guess, let me explain. Yes, let me, guys. Multiple nodes are connected by using a shared broadcast medium, that is a common medium. Medium access control protocol, they mentioned a different protocol. What is that? Every station will sense the medium for 5 seconds. Whichever station wants to speak, they must sense the medium for 5 seconds. Two things may happen. If still idle after 5 seconds, or if not idle. If still idle after 5 seconds, that means no other stations use the channel. Here, some other stations start transmitting. If no other station speaks, then I'll start transmitting a packet for 20 seconds. That means my TFR will be 20 seconds. No collision detection and continue to transmission for 20 seconds. Blindly, I'll speak for 20 seconds. If not idle, wait until medium becomes idle. Let the station, whichever started, complete transmitting, then go back. Then go back. This is what they mentioned. Ultimately, you have to remember 2 points, guys. How much time I am sensing and how much time I am speaking. Sensing for 5 seconds, speaking for 20 seconds. That's it. Now, P and Q are 2 stations. The distance is d meters. Speed of signal is given, that is 10 meters per second. At time t is equal to 0, they are speaking. P starts transmitting, Q starts sensing. Both happened at the same time. Node P transmits for 20 seconds, node Q senses for 5 seconds. TFR is 20 seconds, sensing time is 5 seconds. Now the question, what is the maximum value of D such that collision to be avoided? I want how far they can be placed such a collision to be avoided. Simple, guys. Guys, you are sensing, anyhow you will be sensing for 5 seconds. At t is equal to 0, I started. So you will sense for t plus 5 seconds. So by the time, if you get my voice, then you won't speak, yes or no? While sensing the channel, you keep on hearing, you keep on using the ear to hear something. If nothing is audible in 10 plus 5 seconds, you'll start speaking. If something is audible, you'll sit idle. So whenever I start at t is equal to 0, my data should arrive to you. At least my first bit should arrive to you in t plus 5 seconds. So how much time you can sit? How far you are located? Speed of signal is 10 meters per second. Q sensing for 5 seconds. To avoid collision, node P signal must reach node Q before Q starts transmitting. Maximum distance is 5 into s meters per second. Anyhow, 5 seconds you are sensing. So within 5 seconds, you should hear my first bit. That is 5 into 10. That is 50 meters, guys. Clear? So concept is pretty simple, guys. Simple way. You'll understand in this way. Sir, I am speaking. You are sensing. You will sense for 5 seconds, sir. Within this 5 seconds, if you hear my voice, you won't speak. then how far you should be located? Simple. It depends on speed of signal. If speed of signal is 10 meters per second, anyhow you are sensing for 5 seconds. So the maximum distance you can sit away from me is only 50 meters. If you stay in 51 meters, then collision will happen. If you say less than or equal to 50, collision will never happen, because my signal will reach to you. And as you are sensing, so you won't speak. Yes. Let's come with detection and correction. Look at this. This was given in GATE 2004 for 2 marks, guys. It's a long back question. There are 3 data bits and 4 parity check bits. The word says parity check bits. That means from 3 bits, they developed 4 bits. That means these 3 are data bits, these 4 are parity bits. What is the combination you have to check? 3 of the valid code words are given. Which of the following are the code words they are asking? First, you have to know the combination of parity bits. It's a very long back question, guys. I don't know which textbook they refer to, but I understood the concept. Data bits and parity bits. These 3 are data bits, these 4 are parity bits. So B1 XOR B2, B1 XOR B3, B2 XOR B3. These are 4 combinations from which they can prepare these 4 bits. 2-bit combination, 2-bit combination, and 3-bit combination. Likewise, they're prepared, guys. Combination you have to check. That is 1011, 1011. 1, 1. The same logic. I understood the logic, that's it, by observing. 0, 0, 0, 1. So this will be this one. P1 is equal to B1 XOR B2. P2 is equal to B2 XOR B1 XOR B3. P3 is equal to B2 XOR B3. P4 is equal to all XORs. That's it, guys. So you have to identify the combination on which it has been developed. Using 3 bits, we designed 4 bits. So which bits used to compute the parity? Parity means XOR operation. There is the combination you understood. Now you have to identify the given code words. 4 code words are given. Please identify the mapping. Zero, yes. 1, yes. 1, yes. 1, yes. Yes, correct code word. Matched. How about next one? This will be 011. Have to find this. No, first one itself failed. Failed. So there is the code word. So with this data words, your code word should be this much. So which is not right. Which is not right. Similarly, 101. Again, it has been matched. With these 3 data bits, your code word will be this one. And this one are matching. So obviously perfect. Now, if these are the 3 data bits, please compute the next 4-bit combinations with these 3. Now, these are the 4 combinations. This one is different, guys. So this failed. So only 1 and 3 are right, guys. Only 1 and 3 are right, guys. It's a long back question, guys. You might have algorithms like this in 2004. That is almost 16 years back. Look at the question. This was given in GATE 2006 for 2 marks. Please read the question, guys. Yes, guys. What has been given? Data word will be 4 bits, guys. Code word will be 5 bits. Total number of code words will be, as code word is 5 bits, so total number of code words will be 32 code words, guys. Very good. You know, out of 32, few are valid, few are invalid. Valid code words can have at most one leading zero. That means maximum will be one leading zero. At most one trailing zero. Invalid code words have two leading zeros and two trailing zeros. Invalid code words which will have two leading zeros and two trailing zeros are invalid. Anyhow, any probability question can be solved in two ways, either from selection or from elimination. Now, it's easy for me to to identify the invalid code words. At most one. That means if I have two, they can be eliminated. Code words. Code word cannot have two leading zeros. That means two zeros followed with 3x. It will be 8 combinations, guys. Fine. Two trailing zeros, that also will be 8 combinations, guys. But the difference is 16, out of which this counted twice. This counted twice, yes or no? Here I identified, here also I included this. So two invalid code words counted twice. One will be 0, other one will be 1, guys. So total number of invalid code words will be 14, guys. It will be 14. So valid code words will be 32 minus 14, that is 18, guys.